Hi everyone, Natalie here from the Hot House. I've just finished videoing a fitness video from my team, my fitness team up here in Al Reef, for them locked in at home so they can keep up their fitness. And I thought I would do a small short video on my personal take on headstands and how to get there. I think that enabling yourself to do a headstand, if you can't already, is something that could be a great challenge for this lockdown period. It's something that you can work on every day, something that you can do 5 minutes. We've all got enough space in our houses. We can surround ourselves with cushions so that we feel safer, although in my theory you shouldn't fall, because we're not going to get there. We're going to do it until we don't fall, so we never fall. But yeah, you can always surround yourself with cushions, anything that you need to surround yourself with. So let me just talk through the way that I teach headstand. I don't use a wall, and I don't ask people to kick up with any momentum. A tiny bit's fine. But what I try and explain to people is that when you have the ability to use your arms sufficiently, to use your core key sufficiently, you will feel light in the head area, light in the neck, and you will be able to float to headstand. Again, in my opinion, once you have enabled the strength to float up to headstand, then you have the strength to do all the different headstands in yoga. And there's many. There's 7 in Ashtanga second series. So there's so many different headstands, but we're going to go with the basics. If you know how to headstand, wonderful. Maybe I'll do another, or Tina may do the second series set of headstands, so that those of you who can already do headstands can challenge yourself. But for now, this is for those of you who find it hard. Maybe you've done it before and you have fallen and you're fearful. Maybe you're worried about your neck. I understand. I've seen hundreds of different people with different situations in my teaching time, and I've enabled quite a few people to get the courage back to go there, but very slowly. Have patience. It's I liken it to changing your gut bacteria. It doesn't happen overnight. It sometimes takes months, but when you do it and you do it safely and you do it with the right guidance and you feel so powerful, it's unbelievable for your mental state too, which is exactly what we need right now. So how about a headstand challenge? Yeah? First thing you need to know about headstands is this is key. This forceful element downwards into the floor to enable the shoulders to be used, to enable the tricep bicep muscles to be used, the forearms to be pushed deeply into this wonderful base. That's key. If you collapse, if your upper back collapses, if you're not in this beautiful straight line when we get there, as I'll show you, then it won't work and you will fall. And although some people can fall and can get back on the horse, for some people it really, really damages the psyche, because it hurts and it's hard, and as adults we're not used to falling. So as kids we're fine, but as adults we're not. So this downward force, this biomechanical straight shoulder elbow force downwards enables the body to lift upwards. This is key. The second key element, as I said, is the core. That we activate, that we pull in, and we don't just pull in, we hollow in and we suck in and we draw up. Again, that's another stage I'll talk to you about. The first thing is finding your personal base. Now, some people do adjust these bases when they find that it works better for them a little bit wider or a little bit smaller, but generally, hold your elbows and find the width. Once you've found the width, that's your personal base. When you then let go and go into cradle, the elbows do not widen anymore. They don't splay, because biomechanically when we splay, we have not got this strength that we have when we're tucked and we're driving down into the floor. Yeah, so that makes sense. So keep that measurement of your base, find it, pop it down, and then open up the hands and link and create a cradle. And this cradle is an open cradle for the back of your head, to round the back of your head, so that when the crown is down, it's supporting the back of the head. So base, open, slide in, crown of the head down. Feel that.
play with that. Don't do anything else. Just feel the crown of the head down and the back of the head against your cradle. And then from there, all I want you to do, just checking you can see me, you can see my arms, yeah? All I want you to do is go from collapsed to engaged. From collapsed to engaged. From maybe collapsed in the back to engaged. Collapsed in the back to engaged. Feel that absolute strength so that actually you would feel maybe that your head wanted to lift off the floor. And the yogis would say that you should be able to slide a slice of cake. No. Paper underneath your head. Yeah, a sheet is the word, Natalie. A sheet of paper underneath your head, which means that you're not pushing in. This is what I hear all the time, my head hurts, my head hurts. That's because you're not activating through the back muscles, through the abdominal muscles, and through the shoulders and the arms. So, we've created it, we found it. What happens next? Heads down. We lift on the toes. And then again, I want you to play with pushing down. See how my shoulders activate? I'm pushing into my forearms, I'm pushing into my elbows, I'm pushing into the outer edge of my hands. Everything's activated, so much so that if I wanted to, look, my head could come off the floor, but I don't want it to. It's a headstand, so it's staying down. I'm activating, and then I'm going to walk in and stop. I might play with collapsing, I might play with elevating. Collapsing, elevating. See the difference? You must always be pushed into the ground. Once you've got on your toes, walk your feet in until your bottom is above your shoulders. In my theory, until your bottom is above your shoulders, you're not ready to go anywhere. Because if you are not in that, what we call the floating part of a headstand, I'll show you right now, if you're not there, then you're working on getting there. You're not ready to kick up. If you kick up, that's when your body's not ready, so you'll fall. Yeah, let me try and demonstrate that. So we're here, we come in, I'll show you it correctly first. We come in until the bottom's above, the float happens. It may be tiny. You may do it for weeks and then one day, wow, I've activated, my feet are off the floor. And then you just keep playing with that. So let me show you how it looks when you're not ready. You're not in the floating point. You're not quite there yet. You haven't worked on getting your feet in far enough yet. So you're back here and you do this. And there's no control. There's no control over what you're doing. There's momentum and force. Headstands are not about momentum and force. They're about control. Work on walking in for as long as it takes until your body grabs it, lifts it, and dynamically lifts you off the floor. It will happen. It will happen, it will happen, it will happen. And when it does, you'll be flying. You're flying, you're literally flying. And when it does, don't try and kick up. So when it does, next stage, don't get that excited that you're like, woo, I'm off. So you get to here, you float, and you stop. Next stage, bring the legs in, take the legs out. Or just bring the legs in and hold it there. Hold it there. Feel those legs coming inwards, yeah? Coming inwards to you. And hold it. And stay with it. And stay with holding the knees in. Right next to you so you're like a little ball. Stay with that. Again, stay with it for days. If you're doing it every day, you're going to really progress fast. So this is why this is a perfect time. But if you were doing it every week, it would take longer. But if you're doing this every day, wow. So, next stage. From here, mini lift. Halfway, come back down. Halfway, come back down. All the way, all the way. Stop. All the way. Stop. Tuck your tail, scoop your abs, draw your feet up. So strong. Look how strong it is. It's so strong that your head could lift off the floor. I don't want you to do that.
So my point is, which I know you thoroughly understand right now, is that you go so slowly through each stage that you create this massive control in your core, so that if anyone was to come over at any of your stages, whether it be bent leg hold, whether it be one leg straight, one leg bent hold, and someone tapped you, you're not going to fall. You're not going to fall because you have created muscle memory. You've created little nerve ending memories that are going, I remember what it feels like to be here. I've wobbled here and I've found my center again. I've wobbled here and I've found my center again. Your body learns quick. It explores it, it learns. But if you're going to fall, you're always going to fall back the other way because you would just let yourself go back. You're not kicking up with momentum, so you fall that way. That way is the way that makes you fear. So eventually, once you've played and you've got there and you're at the top, you can float all the way up to headstand and draw yourself this gorgeous straight line with so much power, suction in your abdominals, and then everything else happens after that when you get strong. Good luck. Don't push it, enjoy it. Enjoy the exploration of your body, enjoy creating new pathways. That's what it's all about. That's what we're doing right now. We're creating new mental pathways, so how about we create some new abdominal ones as well? Into a headstand. Enjoy. I miss you all.